Most people don't even come close to tapping into what they're capable of. They settle. They downsize their dreams to fit their current reality. But let me tell you something. You were never meant to live a life that just gets by. You were born to expand, to elevate, to explode past the limits that the world, your past, and even your own mind tried to put on you. You can achieve more than you've ever imagined, but it starts today. Not tomorrow, not next week, not someday, today. Because today is the only moment you can control. You don't need another motivational video. You don't need 10 more podcasts or a new morning routine. What you need is a decision that says, I'm no longer going to let fear lead. I'm no longer going to wait for someone else to believe in me. I'm going to believe in myself. You've got something inside you right now, something powerful, something divine, but it won't rise to the surface unless you do. You've got to wake it up, shake it up, stir that greatness that's been lying dormant inside you while you played it safe, kept your head down, followed the rules, and waited for someone to choose you. It's time to choose yourself. Your current circumstances don't define your capacity. Just because you've never done it before doesn't mean you can't do it now. Just because they counted you out doesn't mean you can't show up and turn the tables. You have no idea how far you can go until you start running. You have no clue how strong you are until life puts weight on your shoulders and you lift it anyway. Stop saying, I'm not ready. Stop saying, I need more time. That's a lie. You don't need perfect. You don't need polish. You just need movement. One step, one action, one bold leap of faith. Because every giant leap begins with a trembling first step. And the moment you move, the moment you say yes to your future and no to your excuses, the game changes. You're not too old, you're not too late, and you are not stuck. You've got breath in your lungs. You've got a mind that can think, a heart that can burn, and a soul that was designed to rise. But you've got to push, you've got to fight, you've got to dig deep and say, no matter what comes against me, I will not back down. I will not shrink. I will not settle for less than what I'm capable of. Greatness is not about luck. It's about intention. It's about showing up daily and doing what most people won't. It's about deciding that your dreams are non-negotiable. And it's about realizing that you are not here to live an average life. You are here to rise higher, to push further, to impact deeper. And it all begins not next year, not when things are easier, but right now, starting today. You were born to expand beyond limitations, not settle for less. There is nothing ordinary about you. From the moment you took your first breath, greatness was imprinted in your DNA. But life has a way of trying to shrink us. It hands us pain, failure, rejection, and tells us, this is your lane, stay in it. It gives us labels, too slow, too old, too inexperienced, too late. And before you know it, you start adjusting your dreams to fit the size of your struggle. But let me remind you of something powerful. You were never born to settle, you were born to soar. The world didn't give you your potential, so the world doesn't get to put limits on it. You've got something inside of you that can break through boundaries, rise above statistics, and defy expectations. But you've got to stop treating your life like it's something to just get through. You're not here to survive, you're here to expand. You're here to stretch into places you've never been, do things you've never done, and become someone you've never been before. The problem is, most people don't even challenge their limits. They don't push beyond what's familiar. They sit in the comfort zone, not realizing that comfort is a cage and greatness never lives there. If you want more, you've got to demand more from yourself. You've got to be willing to be uncomfortable, willing to be misunderstood, willing to fail forward. Because expansion doesn't happen where it's easy. It happens where it's worth it. You have a vision, a dream, a fire, and you've been carrying it long enough. It's time to give it space to grow. But for that to happen, you must confront every lie that told you you're not enough. Every voice, internal or external, that convinced you to shrink. You are not your past. You are not your setbacks. You are not your circumstances. You are the one who chooses how the story ends. Expansion requires belief. It requires boldness. It requires waking up every single day and saying, I will not be limited by what I see right now. I will live by faith, not fear. I will step into rooms that intimidate me. I will take on challenges that stretch me. I will surround myself with people who remind me who I am and what I'm capable of. This world needs people who have decided to expand. People who are not just chasing success, but are walking in purpose. People who are waiting for opportunities, they're creating them. And that starts with you. It starts with one decision. I will not settle. I will not shrink. I will not make myself small so others feel comfortable. I was born to rise, and I'm going to rise, starting now. So stretch, grow, expand. And when the world tries to put limits on you, you reminded, I wasn't built to fit in boxes. I was born to break them. Achieving more begins with a decision, not perfect conditions. You're not waiting on the right time, you're waiting on the right mindset. And that mindset starts with a decision. A decision that says, no more delays, no more excuses, no more playing small. If you're going to achieve more than you ever imagined, the first and most powerful step you must take is to decide. Not think about it, not talk about it, not plan it into oblivion. Decide. There will never be a perfect day. There will never be a time when all the lights turn green and every voice in your life claps for your next move. You're waiting for clarity, but clarity comes through movement, not before it. People waste years trying to line everything before they begin, but success doesn't come to those who wait for ideal conditions. It comes to those who say, I'll start now and figure it out along the way. When you make a decision, you create momentum. You begin to activate a different part of yourself. You stop entertaining thoughts of doubt and failure and start operating like a person who is already on the way. And something incredible happens when you commit fully. You begin to attract resources, opportunities, and people that weren't visible before you moved. Why? Because the universe responds to decisiveness. It doesn't honor hesitation, it honors conviction. The reason so many people don't reach their potential isn't because they're not talented, it's because they're trapped in limbo. They haven't decided who they are. They haven't drawn a line in the sand. And as long as you leave the back door open, entertaining comfort, fear, and what-if scenarios, you'll never have both feet in the game. You have to burn the bridges that lead back to average. That's the only way you'll move toward extraordinary. And this isn't just about hype or energy, it's about a shift in identity. When you decide, you become a person of intention, a person of discipline, a person who leads their day instead of reacting to it. You stop waiting for external motivation and start relying on internal standards. Your dream is no longer a wish, it becomes a non-negotiable. Remember, the people who achieve the most in life are not always the smartest or the most connected. They're the ones who decide and then they move. They decide that their future matters. They decide that fear won't run the show anymore. They decide that their life will be built by design, not default. You can't wait your way into a better life. You can't tiptoe your way into greatness. You've got to decide your way into it. Right here, right now, look yourself in the mirror and declare, I'm done waiting. I'm done playing safe. I'm making the decision to rise. And from that moment on, every step, every action, every move you make becomes a reflection of that choice. Your destiny is waiting, but it only answers to decider. Your potential isn't defined by your past or current circumstances. Too many people are walking through life dragging chains behind them. Chains made of mistakes, failures, rejections, and false labels. They believe their best days are behind them because life didn't unfold the way they imagined. But hear this loud and clear. Your potential is not tied to your past. It's not buried in yesterday. It's alive right now in this moment, waiting for you to claim it. Your current circumstances may be tough. You might be broken, tired, overlooked, underestimated, but none of that defines what you're capable of. What's around you does not limit what's inside you, because the greatness in you wasn't placed there by the world, and it can't be taken away by it either. Your environment may delay you, but it can't deny you unless you let it. You are not your pain. You are not your failures. You are not the opinions of people who couldn't see your value. You are not the job you lost, the relationship that ended, or the opportunity that passed you by. You are so much more. You are a survivor, a fighter, a builder, a dreamer. And within you lies the power to create a future that looks nothing like your past. Some of the most successful people in the world didn't start with privilege. They started with pressure. They didn't grow up in comfort. They grew up in chaos. But they made a decision to break the cycle, to rise above the noise, to believe in something greater. And that same decision is available to you today. The only difference between people who rise and people who remain stuck is the belief in their ability to rise. You've got seeds of greatness inside of you, but seeds don't grow in concrete, they grow in belief. If you keep speaking your past over your future, you'll never see the transformation. You've got to plant new thoughts, new words, new habits. You've got to build an identity that aligns with the future you want, not the struggle you've survived. The past is a classroom, not a sentence. Learn from it, but don't live in it. Your potential is waiting for permission from you, not your parents, not society, not the people who overlooked you, you. The moment you stop rehearsing the pain and start embracing the possibility, you unlock the next level of your life. The moment you stop saying, this is all I'll ever be, and start saying, this is just the beginning, everything starts to shift. You don't need the world to approve you. You need to believe again. Believe that your situation doesn't limit your destination. Believe that your history isn't stronger than your destiny. And most of all, believe that what's ahead of you is greater than what's behind you. Your story isn't over. In fact, the best chapter hasn't even been written yet. Because your potential is not defined by what happened to you. It's activated the moment you decide to rise beyond it. Movement creates momentum. Start now, even if it's messy. You don't need to have it all figured out to take the first step. Too many dreams have died in the waiting room of I'm not ready. Too many ideas have withered away under the weight of perfectionism. Let me tell you something. Clarity doesn't come before action. Clarity comes through action. You build momentum not by thinking about what you could do, but by actually doing something, anything, right now. That dream you've been carrying doesn't require a flawless plan. It requires motion, forward movement, even if it's small, even if it's uncertain, even if it's messy. It's better to take imperfect action than to live in perfect paralysis. Because when you begin moving, you begin building belief. You show yourself that you're not just dreaming, you're doing. And that shift from thinking to acting is what separates wishers from achievers. We've all been guilty of over-planning. You map out every detail, watch every tutorial, attend every seminar, but deep down, you know what's missing: execution. It doesn't matter how good your vision is if you don't take the first swing. The truth is, starting is often the hardest part. But once you start, you create momentum. And momentum is a powerful force. It doesn't just move you forward. It begins to pull things toward you. Opportunities, resources, people, solutions. But nothing moves until you do. Don't be afraid to look foolish. Don't be afraid to stumble. The people who are doing big things didn't wait until they were confident. They got confidence because they started. Confidence is not something you wait for. It's something you earn through action. Every step, every mistake, every messy move is a brick in the foundation of your success. And you can't build anything without bricks. You've got to stop waiting to be perfect and start being present. You've got to be willing to show up as you are with what you have and trust that the rest will come. It's okay to be a beginner. It's okay to look rough in the early stages. What matters most is that you're not standing still, because standing still is a slow death for any dream. When you move, even in uncertainty, you learn faster, you adjust quicker, you grow stronger. The path gets clearer, your instincts sharpen, your mind gets focused, and before long you've created a rhythm. One step turns into two, two into 10, and suddenly you're further than you ever imagined, all because you decided to start now. So don't wait for the stars to align. Don't wait until you feel 100% sure. Don't wait until the fear goes away. Move anyway. Take that leap. Send that email. Launch that idea. Write that page. Record that message. Whatever it is, do it now. Because momentum doesn't come from standing still. It comes from daring to begin. And once you do, your future starts meeting you halfway.